Hi sewies and aspiring sewies, welcome back to my YouTube channel, and this is me officially wishing you a happy new year. I am so excited to be making this first video of the year, just like we do it every year. I am going to be reviewing some of the past questions that have been asked by my subscribers. I'm going to be reviewing that in this particular video. So if this looks like what you're interested in, then you want to keep watching this video till the end. So please kindly stay tuned so you can grab one or two from this particular video. So the first question on my list here that has always been an issue that keeps reoccurring and keeps popping up on my comment section has always been the issue of fabric sourcing. I mean, so many people, I realize that so many people want to learn, but then they are so they are discouraged because of inability to access the fabric in their location and everything. And what I'm just going to say to that is, if you're really serious about streetwear and you really want to develop yourself in it, then you need to get the fabric and you need to go through the means or through every means just to get the fabric. I mean, it is not, how do I put it now? I know you're unable to get the fabric, but you need the knowledge. So it's about you deciding whether to go for what you want or you just let it slide. I don't know if you understand. So for the fabric, I mentioned in one of my previous videos that if you are looking at a location to get streetwear fabric, then you want to focus on Yaba in Lagos, then you want to focus on Baggy, Gate in Ibadan and Aba. I have not been to Aba before, but I know they sell in Aba. So if your location is closer to that axis, then you want to explore the market. And for other states, I want to believe that there are some locations where you can also get from. But I am very sure of Yaba in Lagos, and I'm also sure of Baggy and Gates in Ibadan. Then I'm also sure of Aba Market. So it's just about you now, this you deciding on whether you source for the vendor, and you can decide to like bargain with the vendor such that he's supplying you and you are using it for the service you need it for. But what I just want to say as regards that is that location should not be a barrier. Just determine, okay, are you going to be coming to Lagos to source for the fabric on a day, and then you decide whether continuously or subsequently it is the vendor that will be supplying it to you. So you just have to decide. That's if you are keen on going into the streetwear niche and you don't know how to go about it. So I'm letting you know that the solution is you either travel from your state to the other state so that you can source for vendors that would be supplying to you, that will probably be to your state, so that it will be easier for you. I think that's the best thing that can work for you at this point. You either do it that way or you forget about streetwear. I hope I've been able to answer the questions as regards that. And also we have some online vendors too. Online vendors, you can check to TikTok. I have not tried them before, but we have online vendors and I think you can try them too. If it's profitable to you can try it. But if you want to deal with bulk production, then I think it's better that you travel down to the states I've listed to actually source for fabric and to get vendors contact. I hope you understand. So that will work for you. Another question I have on my list here that keeps popping on every of my video is, what kind of material did you use? And in my mind I will be like, I mean, I mentioned it in the video, I mentioned it at the beginning of the video, so most times I'm always surprised that some people are still asking what kind of fabric did you use. In fact, most times I don't get to reply those kind of questions because I feel like I've answered the question at the beginning of the video. And when you check every of my video, I usually had details of the fabric in the description of the video. So you either check the description to know the kind of fabric I use, or you actually get to hear me say it at the beginning of the video. And sometimes I actually feel like you guys edit, maybe you were expecting more. Okay, for instance, now most materials I use, like personally for me, most of the fabric I use are usually cotton. Something like what I'm wearing now is a cotton fabric, and it is mostly recommended for streetwear, for sweatshirts, hoodies, and it is cotton. It is cotton because of how it looks. You can see it is the texture is cotton, and most of the fabric that comes in a cotton texture, they're usually like ready-made. I don't know if you understand. And the best way to describe this kind of fabric is to say it is cotton. I want to buy a cotton fabric for hoodie, for sweatshirts. That is how it is being described in the market. if you're and what I'm saying now, I'm not saying they don't have names. They have names. Something like this now is called, if I'm going to say, it's called cotton fleece, something like what I am wearing. It can be categorized under cotton fleece. But when you go to the market and you tell them you want to buy cotton fleece, they're not going to understand it the way you say it, because what they know is, oh, you want something, you want a fabric for hoodie, and that's what they're going to give to you. So if you want to start going deeper into the different names that we have cotton terry, we have different types and all of that. But then they are not identified at the market as that. They are not known, in especially in Nigeria, they are not known to be called that. So the best way to describe what you want is, okay, I want a hoodie fabric, cotton with a towel back. That is the best way to, in my own location, that is how it is best described. And then when the fabric has a special name, I get to mention them in my video, especially when we're talking about jersey fabric. I do mention either jersey fabric. When you get to market and you say you want to buy jersey fabric, they know it is they know what to give you. And when you say you want pom, they know what to give you. So if there is a special name attached to the fabric, I would always mention it. So if I tell you it is cotton fabric, that is what it is known for. If you want to buy for t-shirts, it is cotton fabric. There is polyester, and if I'm using a polyester fabric, I will definitely mention it. So I think we only want we only want to be given too many names. And when it comes to streetwear, we don't really have too many names for fabric. You only tell them whether you want a cotton fabric or you want a polyester fabric, and they will sort it out for you. I think I've been able to answer your question on that. So another most frequently asked question that I have on my list is the type of machine to use. Now when it comes to streetwear, there are three major machines that you should get if you are interested in going into streetwear as a business. Then I'm going to be listing the three machines to you right here. So the first one is this normal industrial straight sewing machine, and then you need the industrial overlock machine. That one is what that machine is the one that does the major work. That's what it does. It's the one that does the sewing and the weaving at the same time. And so the straight sewing machine is only meant for, probably you want to sew your neckline round, or you want to make a straight stitch on your joggers, or you want to sew your joggers pockets. That one is just meant for a minor thing, and that is why even if you have a manual machine, you can still be able to work with that, because it is not as important as the overlock machine. So if you're going to ask me the first machine you need as a streetwear service is, I'm going to recommend the overlock machine to you. That is like the one that does the major work. And then we have the taping machine. That one, what it does is to give a double stitch on your t-shirt, or your on your t-shirt majorly, or on the down part of your sweatpants, or your sleeve hemming and all of that. So it just gives a double stitch for your streetwear, like for your t-shirts or for your sweatpants, whichever one. So that's what it does basically. And that one too you can also find a way around it too, but it also has its major duty, which is what I have listed already. And I think that would be all about that. Then if you want to go further and want to purchase, then you can now go into purchasing your heat pressing machine, which is what does the major finishing after you must have sewn your streetwears and all of that. And I think with that you are good to go. So I usually have questions on, can I use a manual machine? Of course you can use a manual machine. You just have to select the kind of needle that would go well on your machine. It doesn't work the same way for everybody, so just have to select the kind of needle that works for your own machine, and then you will be good. I think I have answered that question. Another thing, and I think this is going to be the final thing I'm going to be talking about, I want you to know that streetwear is not cheap. So if you are intending to venture into streetwear, just know that it is not cheap. For every tutorial I drop here or I come here to talk about, I spend money on them, and I want you to know that I am doing this out of love and the fact that I want to impact knowledge, not because of any other thing, but just because of the fact that I am happy that one person or two people can just say that, oh, I am blessed by watching your video, or I've been able to achieve this by watching your video. And I think for me that is enough already. So when it comes to knowledge, you should be ready to invest and be happy to invest in the knowledge, not like, not making it look like, oh, it is too expensive, oh, this is what I have for it, oh, I can't afford it, or all of those stuff. Because you need to, I wish I had the opportunity when I wanted to go, when I wanted to learn streetwear. I wish I had the opportunity of, you know, a platform like this to be able to learn from, but I didn't have the opportunity, and so I decided that, okay, I didn't have the opportunity. Why not? Let me just dish out my own knowledge. Since I now have the knowledge, let me dish it out to people that also wish, you know, to learn online. And that's what I'm doing. So if you now intend to learn further, you should not think you are doing the creator you should not, you think you're doing the creator a favor, but you should see it as, okay, you're paying for a knowledge because you need the knowledge, and because you know that it is going to be useful to you and to your business, or to whatever you intend to venture into. So that is that about that. I want you to know that streetwear is expensive, so you should be ready to invest in your equipment, you invest in your knowledge, you invest in everything, because at the end of the day, what makes the streetwear beautiful is the fact that you can see it and, you know, argue that this was handmade. It should look ready-made. Like what I am wearing now, it can conveniently sit in a boutique, and that is because I made sure that I invested in the necessary equipment that would make it look like what it should look like. So you don't have to give yourself the excuse this year. You're gonna save up for it, get the machine you intend to get. I'm not going to encourage you to, you know, push further. Make it a determination. You can achieve it, and you are definitely going to achieve it. So I think that will be all for this particular video, and in the next video I'm going to be dropping a tutorial video on how to make the skirt I posted in the community post. So I'm going to see you again in the next video, guys. Bye.